Hey Tud Buds, Hannah here. We are taking a quick 4-week break before we jump into season 9. We'll be back on July 24th with the season 9 premiere, all brand new content for season 9. Until then, we are throwing it back to some of our favorites. And while you're waiting for season 9 to get here, don't forget that you can also subscribe to the Beet Deets bonus segment for only $2.99 a month. And also be sure to go hang out on YouTube where you can see our faces and all the editing and added pics and such that we add to the videos. All right, without further ado, let's throw it back. A side note to your side note, I had for the longest time, your picture in my phone was the one where you have your hairnet and you're looking at the screen. I gotta find that and put it on YouTube.
You need to include that in this video.
Yes.
I'm okay with the public seeing that. I forgot that
that was my picture for you in my phone. So whenever you'd like call me or FaceTime me, it's just like this big picture of you. Oh man.
Background, as you can see it. But at the end of class, I think, were they like quizzes or notes? Because for some reason we're taking pictures of them.
Yeah.
And I was going to go take a picture of whatever was on the PowerPoint. And for some reason I was dumb and didn't look at my phone, which way the camera was facing. And it was facing me and not forward at the screen. And I took this picture and I just looked like dazed.
It's just that classic like front camera when you don't mean to do the front camera face where you're just like oh, it's so good. I gotta find that. I hope I have that.
I forgot that existed. Oh my gosh, it's got to be somewhere.
It's in our digital clutter somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere on some social media at some point.
Yeah,
probably. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Wow.
I know.
What?
I was like thinking about our hairnets and I was like, oh my gosh, like I was visualizing you.
I was like,
nice to see that. The hairnets.
We got to wear little lab coats,
which I still have.
Same. We felt so official.
Or I wake up because of Finn and then I realize, oh, I'm hungry now that I'm up. I'm gonna have a snack. So it's one of those two ways. It's like he knows. They do have those like dogs that can like assess your blood sugar levels. Like those
dogs are so smart.
I love dogs so much. Today we took Finn to lunch. We like went to a barbecue locally here and they allowed dogs outside. Our waitress was obsessed with him. She kept like coming over, going like face to face with him and like squeezing him. And she brought him like 2 or 3 different treats. It was the cutest thing ever. I'm like, if I was a waitress working at a place that allowed dogs, that'd be me.
Yeah. This makes everything better.
I know.
They're so smart and cute.
Yeah, like how does it know when your blood sugar is low? That's crazy.
I have no idea. They're so like smart.
Or like or something.
Or the ones when they know you're gonna have like an epileptic seizure.
Crazy.
That's crazy to me.
Crazy.
Like no human can do that. Dogs are smarter than us.
A dog go to medical school and be a doctor. I would trust a dog to do surgery on me if they were trained. Finn for president. Finn could not handle the stress of being president, let's be honest.
Finn would not enjoy that. No.
Unless Ross and I were also there.
You all come together.
Yeah, we're a package deal.
You're like his service animals.
It's so
He's like, I'll be president, but I need my humans. We're service humans.
We're all emotional support for each other, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, where were we? You put in the bonus notes dentist hating.
I try to think of very dramatic descriptions because of like the sugar. How much I like.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like, did she even mention the dentist?
No. My dentist doesn't like me because I don't know if I've ever told you about this. It's like I always have cavities. Yeah. And one, I think it's genetics. Like literally
for sure.
I'm just like predisposed to like gingivitis and also like I floss more than like anyone I know.
Yes.
And I literally always have cavities. I've stopped going to my dentist I like grew up with because I'm going to try out a new one to see if I actually have cavities. It has been over a year and I have not found a new dentist, so I really need to get on that.
While we're sharing about that, I also haven't gone in over a year, so you're not alone. I hate the dentist so much.
I think that's like literally the worst place on earth.
I would rather go to the gynecologist than the dentist.
Same. Give me a pap smear any day.
Wow. That is a bold statement from us.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding.
I don't know if like what your experience is like, but I just feel so shamed there. I feel what like, I mean, like, I don't have their lived experiences, so I'm completely assuming, but like when like people go to the doctor and the doctors just recommend weight loss, that amount of shame and guilt is what I feel every single time I go to the dentist. So I just stopped going. And like dental health is a huge privilege to have. So I'm like, Emily, you have to go.
I know.
But it's such a miserable place.
It's like no matter what you do, they're going to find something wrong inside of your little mouth and call it out, which is their job to let you know what you could do better. But it's like, I can only do so much.
I feel like there's a different, maybe it's because we have a history in counseling and like we're educated on it, but I'm like, there's gotta be a better way to educate on this.
Oh, your gums are so bloody. What are you doing? Like, there's a better way to approach this.
Like, you don't have to just shame me. I will note before we like go into a tangent.
We're long gone, but anyway, carry on.
Every time I would go to my old dentist, I'm saying this because I have no dentist right now because I'm boycotting the dentist. Every single time I go in there and they're like, wow, your teeth are so beautiful. Like they're so nice. Like people would kill for your teeth. And like I have like pretty nice teeth. My parents paid thousands of dollars to go to the orthodontist and straighten them. And then I stopped wearing my retainer. Now they're a little less straight. But I've restarted wearing my retainer. And then we get to the end of the appointment where they do the x-rays and they see all my flaw. I feel so like naked and like they can see it. Like you can't fake what's going on there.
Right.
And they're like, do you floss? And I'm like, yes, I floss. Maybe not every day, but like every couple days.
Which is more than most people. And that's why I know for sure it's genetic. And this does relate a lot to what you said about like being told to lose weight no matter what you came in for. Because maybe like you're just predisposed to being at a higher weight or you're predisposed to having cavities because it's in your genes.
Yeah.
Like I feel like as healthcare professionals, dentists, hygienists, dietitians, doctors, we gotta do better.
What people?
What's the dental equivalent of weight neutrality?
Tooth neutrality.
Tooth neutrality.
We're gonna start that movement. And
is that a thing? It should be.
It should be. There's gotta be someone. I'm writing this down.
Tooth neutrality. But anyway, our next quote talks more about like us as dietitians. So one of the quotes that we're talking about here is, quote, online dietitians, many of them backed by food makers, also are building lucrative followings by co-opting anti-diet messages.
The word lucrative cracked me up. Like, why was it so dramatic?
Billions and billions of followers. As if there aren't like health influencers that are building lucrative followings doing the opposite of this.
I was thinking this the entire time. I'm like, where are we calling out the people with like literally no nutrition education?
Yes. And they act like when they say backed by food makers, they act like every single thing we post is being paid thousands of dollars to talk about. Whoa, swallow your food and tell me what you're thinking because I am interested.
Oh God, you're gonna make me choke on my spit by laughing.
Not again. We already choked in the fiber episode.
I literally was debating my mom on this. Not really debating. She just touched a sensitive point and then it set me off. But we're gonna talk about this later. But like backed by the food makers, so many of these dietitians us included, like you would think every single post we're making is sponsored. It is not. Like even the like really big dietitians who have hundreds of thousands or like millions of followers,
Millions. Yeah.
like maybe once every like 15, 20, that's like me being pretty generous.
Yeah.
Like is an ad or a paid sponsor. Like they post other things all the time. That's like what you have to do with social media. You have to post frequently to keep up, or else people get bored of you.
And we don't have enough brand work to post a new brand post every single day of the week. That'd be crazy.
That's crazy.
That'd
But
be
backed
crazy.
by food makers, trust me, we're not making enough to be.
Yeah, they say like big food is funding us. Like we're making so much money. Like, no, almost any dietitian you talk to, except for a key few, will tell you that we are vastly underpaid. Even those of us who are in private practice and like do work with brands. Like we're not making just gobs and gobs of money here.
Like,
wait. Who was the guy in one of our labs? Oh my gosh. And biolab. Who was that guy? Did you have a crush on him? Who was that?
Oh, it was recitation. It was recitation. Okay. Listen up, guys. I am not what the kids call having, or I do not have what the kids call Riz. I've never had that. But there was this
You
guy.
don't have Riz. I don't either, but you do not have Riz.
I definitely do not. There was this one guy, freshman year, he was in my recitation and I liked him so much. And I was in my heartbroken phase and I just wanted to feel loved. And I remember my version of making a move on him. I don't know if you remember this.
I think I do.
We were in stats at the time and I needed participants on my stat survey. So I Facebook messaged him because that's the only contact I had of him. And I was like, hey, can you fill out my survey?
Hot stuff.
And of course, because he's a nice person, he was like, sure. And that was me shooting my shot.
It's a real shocker that he didn't like show up at your apartment. Just like begging for love after that.
I'm so glad. I hope I never have to deal with that again because I literally have no game at all.
Oh no, even 10 years later, I can't even imagine trying to like live through that experience again. What was the thing that you saw on my outline that like
this was it?
Okay, I thought it was gonna be.
It triggered a memory. Okay, so for people who don't know, Athena Anderson was a biology professor at Purdue. And the big controversy was the previous biology professor for the class we were supposed to take had got accepted into med school and left Purdue and or like didn't tell them till I think it was July. If you're the professor, I'm sorry if I'm getting this information wrong. This is all speculation and things I've heard from somewhat inside sources.
There's a lot of drama around this.
Yes, but essentially it was a like last minute notice. They got into med school. Purdue was scrambling to find a biology professor and they got Athena Anderson. All you need to know about Athena Anderson is she had been fired 12 times out of the last 13 years she worked. Her rate, my professor score was horrendous. And literally every day in that class felt like a fever dream.
It really did.
I remember
she loved
there
her
was
cats.
Yes. I think she was getting paid terribly, I will note. I think it was like 30,000.
Oh my gosh.
Insane. If you have a PhD,
yeah,
you're getting paid 30,000.
And it's a huge class. It's like biology 101 or whatever. So it's like a ton of students you're teaching.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember there was one day where like she spent, I think 20 minutes talking about a specific fish. And like, I was like, how does this have anything to do with anything? And then of course on the test, there was a question about this dumb fish. And I was like, What is happening? I struggled in that class.
I forget. Did we have her both semesters?
Yep. We were like,
Oh,
oh my gosh.
what?
We went to the department head to try to get her fired.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
I just remembered that. I wonder if I have that document still. We literally made an outline of all the reasons she should be fired.
Little
I'm
freshman
going to do a
us.
deep dive. For an extra fee of $1 a month, you can get access to our.
It's actually not a bad idea because they can be pretty unhinged.
I remember we were doing everything in our power to get her fired. Like
Wow.
we were freshmen going to the department head.
That's what I'm thinking. Like we were just little babies at Purdue.
And we were like, get this woman off the stairs.
We've been here for all of 6 weeks and
We're over it.
large and in charge.
Oh my gosh. And I think she ended up staying for 2 years till she got fired, which I was shocked.
Because Purdue obviously is a good school. So like you would think
Like
they must
raise
have
your
been desperate.
standards. Yeah. But the specific picture I included was she brought some guy in who had like animals.
I
And
totally forgot about this.
I don't remember if they were in cages. They had to have been because they couldn't have been just they were wildlife. They couldn't have been domesticated.
Oh my god.
And there's like this like fox type thing. I remember there was a bird.
I remember a bird.
I feel like she was just doing whatever her heart desired.
That's the thing, is like it was all about animals, but like we didn't need to there. I guess there was like vet students in that class, but
This was like a gen ed.
like we
Like,
didn't really learn about like maybe we did like mitosis and that kind of stuff. I guess we did learn about that later. I don't know. It was very animal forward, and she was very proud of having this guest come in.
I remember it was exciting for us because we were like, what is
Something
like,
other than cats and fish.
yeah. Wild stuff going on there. I don't think either of us have a theater background. Okay, yeah.
No, absolutely not.
So you get our
I think I've told the story. I tried out for choir in 4th grade and didn't make it. I sang a My Little Mermaid or a My Little Mermaid.
My
The
Little Mermaid. My Little Pony.
What's the name of Ariel's show or movie? The Little Mermaid? What's the name
Little
of the
Mermaid?
The Little
Is
Mermaid?
this show?
No, the movie. Is it The Little Mermaid?
The Little Mermaid.
That does not sound right for some reason.
She's a little mermaid guy. It's a Little Mermaid.
It does not sound right. The Little Mermaid.
My Little Mermaid.
Okay. My Little Mermaid. Oh yeah, you're right. Of course you're right. Like it's an obvious thing, of course. Anyway,
I like
sang,
My Little Mermaid though.
I forget if I sang Under the Sea or the one where she talks about like all of her trinkets and stuff. But regardless,
part of your world. Yes. I feel like the like big like production.
And that's a hard one, especially when you're a 10-year-old.
That was ambitious of you.
I know. I didn't make it.
That's okay.
So needless to say, no choir or theater background.
Despite my efforts. That's okay. You get our low level free acting and also some helpful tips on how to manage intuitive eating around friends and family.
I'm gonna have to do a flashback like TikTok of this, us talking about this, and then like flashback to our role playing.
But you need to tell the Little Mermaid story.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And then we'll go directly into your acting.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's why you didn't make it.
I have the opposite toxic trait.
We've been through this in our Enneagram talk. You're an 8, I'm a 9. I can get into 8 territory, especially when it comes to like nutrition stuff. But yes, we're very opposite in that way.
I feel like I am so confident in what I know. And like, I'm so confident I'm right that at times I like just don't even like listen to other people, which is very toxic. But it depends on what it is, I will know. Like there are like
True.
certain like topics I'm like, yes, I know what I'm talking about. But sometimes I'm like, no, you're just wrong.
Mm.
Well, I'm quickly looking at your Instagram. I was trying
There's
to
a,
log in on my computer. It logged me out.
it
Oh,
was a
here.
few weeks ago. It's in a yellow shirt, the headband.
This one?
Like it's so pointless. I like threw that video up in 2 seconds. But yeah, the joke went way over their head. It was supposed to be like a what's it's not self-defecating. What's
I love this audio.
yeah, I know. Deprecating, not defecating. Oh my God.
I did not comprehend what you just said until
Woo-wee. Self-deprecating and like trauma dumping sort of thing. But they thought I was making fun of the other person. I was making fun of myself.
social media, no one knows how to understand like complex issues at once.
So
It's
true.
so frustrating. Like if you like create any type of content, you know this, that like people just like can only understand one thing at once. And where did we go wrong? Where is our like constructive thinking? But yeah, we'll let you guys go. Subscribe to the YouTube. If you're not already, what are you doing? Please go subscribe there. We include all fun things and you can see our beautiful faces. Check out our bonus question. Today, we're going to be talking about the best type of milk. I don't think we've done this question.
Okay, I had like a
And
weird memory that we did, but I wasn't for sure.
actually, we might have, but I think it was like 2% versus skim versus, but like I like we're going to talk more specifically about like flavored milks. I think that's
Okay,
a
okay.
better way to go. Hannah, you're going to hate my answer, but
I
we're
know.
going to say that for the bonus question. So you guys are going to have to listen. All of our bonus content is exclusively on Spotify right now. For a low charge of $2.99 a month, you get to get more of us every week. So how exciting is that?
And support the podcast so we can keep doing this.
Yeah, we can keep talking about raw milk.
Not gonna lie, we need some financial motivation to keep doing this.
Yeah, we're besides just getting knocked down every week by wellness culture, we're morale might be a little low. But yeah,
We
also
appreciate you
help
guys.
support our dreams of our little cafe in the mountains.
Yeah. With this episode playing in the overhead intercom.
And a TV with another episode of our faces. There's
And
just all
dogs
this
in the
stimulation.
field in the back.
And then in the balcony, there's an overhead microphone with another episode playing.
Also, you and I are there doing a live episode at the same time. We're just like constantly doing a live episode at all times.
That'd be so overstimulated.
That's my nightmare, honestly. Like, if we're gonna do a business, it should be a nightmare to us. And that sounds
It should
terrible.
be calm and quiet.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, okay, silent discos? It could be silent podcast.
That seems like it's contradicting, but we'll figure out a way. It's gonna be the most introverted, quiet podcast zone with coffee you've ever been to.
Yes. And dogs.
And dogs.
All
No
right.
cats allowed.
Okay, guys. We'll see you next week. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you.
Bye, guys.